was bitches out hit me a lot. Like damn, she in her mood. 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 She lit, get money too. Like damn, she in her mood. No friends at home.
You know, you love your friends. You want to let your friends know every detail of your life. They don't fucking need to know. That anybody who is offended by that is just not a part of your tribe. They're not going to be the ones bearing the consequences. It's going to be you. Hey y'all, it's your girl Kay, but you can call me Casey May, and may God bless you for bringing you my way. Before we get into the video, please drop a like, comment a heart, and subscribe to my channel. Not only will it help me out with the algorithm, honestly, I would just greatly appreciate it. Y'all, the channel is channeling. Like, we are growing, y'all. Like, even though I don't have like the largest amount of subscribers ever, like, just like my little community, I'm so appreciative for it. So thank you to everyone who's been supporting and tuning in. It means literally the world to me. But anyways, y'all, I am rambling. Today we're going to be talking about protecting your peace, because if you're not protecting your peace, this world will break you into pieces. Did I eat? But no, for real, just because life is chaotic doesn't mean that we can't find peace within ourselves. Because peace is not the absence of chaos, rather it is the ability to remain centered and calm in the midst of it. And anybody who knows me personally knows I am probably one of the most calmest, level-headed people that most people will ever meet. And now I'm in a place in my life where I feel confident enough to share how I find peace within the chaos of life. But before we get into the video, I do want to give a disclaimer. Transitioning into a peaceful life, especially when you're so conditioned to chaos, may feel boring at first. It's going to feel very unfamiliar. But regardless of that, I challenge you to embrace these moments of quiet, using them to embrace yourself and find contentment and stillness. And trust me, I understand that a lot of us are addicted to chaos and drama. A lot of us are scared to sit with ourselves in quiet. A lot of us are just simply addicted to the hustle of life. But don't let any of this stop you from achieving the peace that God has promised you. Rule number 1 for protecting your peace is understanding that not everybody is worthy of being in your presence. Not everyone deserves access to your time or to your space. Treat yourself, your mind, and your space and your time like a sanctuary. Make an effort to protect yourself and respect yourself, because if you don't, other people will find a way to take advantage of it. Now, I understand that it's easy to say you need to protect your space, but how do I know when somebody doesn't deserve to be in my space? 1, they waste your time. Time is so precious and limited. The only time we have is literally this moment. I just feel like if I can't trust you to show up, why should I trust you at all? And of course, it's going to be tough setting those boundaries when people waste your time. But just remember, your time is just as precious as anybody else's, including theirs. That person who's always late when it's time to show up for you wouldn't dare be late for their boss, wouldn't dare be late for their doctor, wouldn't dare be late for their lash, nail, hairs, any type of service provider. Don't let them waste a second of your time. That includes the person you've been talking to for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, but won't make you their girlfriend or boyfriend. Because if they really respected the time that you invested in them and your emotions, they would have given you that title. If someone can't respect your boundaries or your morals, they also do not deserve to exist in your space. If you're the type of person who doesn't smoke or you don't drink, but every time you get around a certain someone, they're always offering you to smoke or drink, you probably don't need to be around that person. If your friend does something to you that you don't like and both of you come to the conclusion that they were wrong and they continue to do the same thing that they did to initially piss you off, you probably don't need to be around that person. Those peers, those acquaintances, those friends who push your buttons to get you out of character are not the people that you need to be around, because at the end of the day, when things start to go south, they're not going to be the ones bearing the consequences. It's going to be you. Save yourself the stress by cutting people off when they overstep your boundaries the first time. Because people don't just do things one time. Someone who has cheated hasn't just cheated one time. Somebody who's lied hasn't just lied one time. If they overstep your boundary once, they're going to do it again and again and again. So now that we discussed the type of people who shouldn't be allowed to exist in your space, let's talk about the people who do deserve to exist in your space. People who value your time and energy deserve to be in your space. People who support your dreams and your visions deserve to be in your space. People who tell you right from wrong deserve to be in your space. People who make your emotions feel validated deserve to be in your space. If a person isn't doing at least one of those 4 things for you, maybe, you know what I'm saying, you need to get to sniffing. Rule number 2 to protecting your peace is, in short terms, trust your intuition. If a person or if a space doesn't feel right, it is for a reason. There have been so many instances in my life where if I would have just listened to the feeling that had no logical explanation, I would have avoided so much bullshit. Personally, I believe your intuition is built on experiences and patterns that you've noticed in the past, so that when we do encounter comparable experiences or people, that kind of like instinctive intuition instantly goes off. Your intuition is kind of like a muscle, so if you don't use it, you lose it, and if you do use it, it actually gets stronger. So if you want to avoid master manipulators or people who like to exploit your vulnerabilities, learn to listen to your instinct, because your instinct is almost never wrong. Even if it is wrong, that's okay. You don't gotta wait around and find out. Rule number 3 to protecting your peace is stop telling people your next move. And I am so bad at this, y'all. I am embarrassingly bad at this. Like when something so gracious, when a blessing comes into my life, I want to tell the world. Like I want to tell all my Instagram friends. I want to, mind you, Instagram friends, I just want to let the world know how good God has been to me. But the reality is, just because you're happy about a blessing you got, don't mean everybody ain't happy for you, baby. Everybody is not happy for you. Not everybody want to see you thrive and succeed. If social media has taught us anything, then it has definitely shown us how nosy people can be. People love knowing what somebody is doing, how much money they're making, who they're dating. People will go out of your way to find out your story just so they can judge you on it. You need to start treating your experiences as precious as they are, and only share them with people who value and support you. Everybody has spirits within them, right? We have spirits of joy, we have spirits of jealousy, we have spirits of envy, we have the Holy Spirit. There's so many spirits within us, and some people have monitoring spirits. A monitoring spirit is a spirit that kind of just wants to watch over you so they can plot against you. And the only way to protect yourself from monitoring spirits is by keeping your personal business personal. So yeah, like we know that we shouldn't be telling anybody like our personal business, but what exactly should be considered our personal business? Okay, that's why I'm here. One thing you shouldn't just be telling to anybody is how much money you make. Your money is your business, and if given the opportunity, people will tell you how you should or shouldn't spend your money, or what they would do if they were making your type of money, because in reality, a lot of those people be fucking jealous of you. So to save yourself from all their negativity, just keep your money to yourself. Keep who or how you're dating private. When it comes to dating, you really have to know which friends you can vent to. Now, I know that like, you know, you love your friends. You want to let your friends know every detail of your life. They don't fucking need to know. They're not fucking you. You have no need to impress them. So avoid telling your naive friend, your friend who's always in terrible relationships, or the friend who just likes to gossip. Avoid telling at least those 3 people who or how you're dating. Another thing that you just shouldn't be sharing with anybody is your goals and visions. Sometimes when you tell people your goals and your visions, they have this habit of trying to tell you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, how you should go about it, how realistic or unrealistic it is. God gave you that vision or that purpose for a reason. He gave it to you. So you cannot expect other people to understand what God has given to you. It is for you, not them. So they will never be able to understand the vision until they start seeing it into fruition. No matter how unrealistic that dream or that vision may seem, if God's shown you something, He will make a way out of no way. Sometimes even those people who appear to be supporting us through our emotions, they just want something to know, like they just want something to gossip about. You need to be very wary of those people. Literally only share your vulnerabilities to those who are closest to you. And if you don't have anybody that you feel close enough to share those with, put it in a journal, write it down. I know it seems like so cliche. A lot of people don't believe journaling helps, but I promise you, there's been so many times where I've literally poured my heart onto paper and I felt like a weight was lifted off of my shoulders. The main reason, like I say, keep your vulnerabilities away from the masses is because it's so disheartening when you share something so vulnerable and so personal with somebody, just for them to either throw it in your face later on or share it with someone who had no business knowing your business. It's so embarrassing when somebody like that you didn't tell your business to walks up to you and tells you your business, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry you're going through this, or blah 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 told me this, and like I just want to see if I can. Excuse me, I told them for a reason. I didn't tell anybody else for a reason. The next step to protecting your peace is you need to spend time alone. I have family members, I have friends, I have peers, I have acquaintances who are constantly seeking outward validation and connection, and they rarely disconnect from the world to tune into their own thoughts and feelings. The most important thing any introvert or extrovert could ever learn is to embrace solitude. Learning to embrace your own company is the most powerful act of self-love. Because when you're so comfortable within yourself, nobody's absence can feel like a threat. People who are constantly around people, I don't think they know themselves. Who are you when you're not with them? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? Who are you now? Where do you want to be? And how do those two things align? And I'm certain that the only way that you'll be able to discover these answers are by sitting with yourself. There's a reason when God wants to move us to our next phase, we start losing friends, we start losing connections. We cannot hear God through all the noise. The Holy Spirit's ways are gentle. God speaks in a quiet, calm voice. So if I'm constantly around chaos, if I'm constantly around people, I am not going to be able to hear the voice of God unless I am isolated. Don't let the busyness of your life stop you from hearing God's call to you. It's very common to have negative feelings towards solitude, especially if you have abandonment or attachment issues. And although your feelings are valid, I still challenge you to view solitude as a gift. It is an opportunity for self-discovery and growth. My next piece of advice for protecting your peace is to know what you want and don't settle for anything less. If you're struggling to find peace, it's probably because A, you don't know how to set boundaries, or B, you're not standing on business.
The type of nigga stand on business, nigga. One man arm against 50, nigga.
Just like trying to achieve anything else in life, achieving peace is not going to be easy. You're going to have to start taking yourself more seriously and start standing up for yourself, even if that means standing up for yourself against yourself. So that might mean finally putting your foot down and starting to cut some people off. Some people will be offended, but at the end of the day, you are the sole beneficiary of your own boundaries. So however anybody else feels, they can get the fuck. Do what's best for you and your mental health, and anybody who is offended by that is just not a part of your tribe. And boundaries aren't just for you to set with other people. You need to set boundaries for yourself. You need boundaries that are going to set self-discipline. So like waking up early, taking care of your body, sticking to a budget. And then you're also going to need to set boundaries with yourself that are going to support healthy relationships. So you'll need to understand what you will and won't tolerate, as well as what do you need out of a relationship. And no matter how hard standing on business may get, don't settle for anything less. If you want to start protecting your peace, you need to start seeing people for who they are and not for who they have the potential to be. You have to understand that what you want from a person and who that person is are going to be two different things, and you cannot force them into something that they're not ready to do. You will not get loyalty from an unloyal person. You will not get the truth from a liar. You will not get respect from a disrespectful person. You cannot change people. Motivation and encouragement can inspire, but at the end of the day, that person has to make a conscious decision to change the path that they're going down. Holding on to the hope that someone will change when they are very comfortable with who they are is only going to build resentment on your part. Instead of trying to change people, learn to be with people who you enjoy as they are in this very moment. It's a whole lot easier to respect somebody's free will when you genuinely already like who they are as a person. Creating your own reality is essential to protecting your peace. You were made in God's image. You are a creator just like Him. Through your thoughts, through your actions, through your habits, you learn to shape your own future. People try to make it seem that building your own reality is as easy as speaking it into existence, when that ain't the truth at all, baby. Creating your own reality is a journey of hard work, is a journey of tears, is a journey of late nights, but I promise you at the end of the road, when you finally get what you want, it's going to be so worth it. So how can you create your own reality? First things first, you need to follow your dreams. There are probably hundreds of thousands of millions of people telling young people to follow their dreams because when they were our age, they did nothing to improve their current circumstances. Don't waste your precious time waiting for success to find you when you could be out finding success for yourself. If you want to be a model, you can't wait for casting agents to come to you. No, you need to get out in front of the casting agents. I think so many people have a hard time following their dreams because they cannot take accountability for their own lives. Pursuing your goals requires initiative. You can be your own biggest supporter or your biggest critic. You are the only person who can start or stop you from achieving your goals. You can't blame the people who doubt you because they did not physically restrain you. You can't blame the lack of time because we all have the same 24 hours and there's somebody who's doing it with much less time than you have. And you can't blame the fact that life isn't going your way because life rarely goes anybody's way. Take proactive steps to reach the life that you envision. If you want to protect your peace, you need to take yourself seriously. You are your longest running commitment. Accept that truth with pride and purpose. Take yourself and your dreams seriously because even if hundreds and thousands of people are doing what you're doing, no one can bring it to life like you can. Throughout my 24 going on 25 years of life, time has shown me again and again that if I can't depend on anybody else, I need to be able to depend on myself. Your loved ones, they can offer you guidance and support, but ultimately, the decisions are yours to make. Take ownership of your life and trust yourself to make decisions that are best for you. And remember, making mistakes is a sign of trying and growing. Embrace them as steps towards progress. Like my daddy says, the only step you could ever make in life is not making a step at all. Keep moving forward and success will follow you. People are prioritizing momentary satisfaction over long-term fulfillment and jeopardizing their self-esteem, self-image, and self-worth. If you're my age, and I've challenged you a lot, but I want to challenge you again to embrace self-acceptance. Prioritize your well-being and pursue paths that uplift you. I know I've been talking for a long time, y'all, but we finally made it to my last piece of advice. If you seriously want to get into protecting your peace, you need to be intentional about how you decide to spend your time. As I said previously, time is precious. It is a finite gift that we're given. While money and possessions may be abound, time is the most valuable currency. In those moments where we are pursuing our dreams, our visions, our goals, and our purpose, those are the moments that are truly going to enrich our lives. A part of being intentional with your time is waking up earlier. I think we truly underestimate how much time we have in a day. Of course, everybody knows there are 24 hours in a day, but do you really understand how much you can get done in 24 hours? But if you're asleep for at least 12 of those hours, there's not really too much you can do. There is so much power in waking up early and being able to start your morning off slow. Because if I wake up in a hectic trying to get ready because I need to be to the next place immediately after waking up, then my day is going to continue this pattern of hecticity, hectonic. I don't know the right word. If I wake up in a hectic state, then my day is going to continue hectic. Being intentional with your time means developing a planning system. I feel like it's so important to figure out how much stuff you're actually doing in a week and figuring out how much free space you have. And then filling those free spaces with doing something that's meaningful to you. A planning system is going to help you prioritize putting your energy where it's needed, aligning yourself with your goals, and holding yourself accountable to your own commitments. Putting your phone down is also another part of being intentional with your time, because how many hours of screen time do you have on your phone right now? Exactly. Imagine how much you can get done in those hours that you spent on your phone. For that many hours, you could have started working on that business plan you've been talking about. Being patient is also an important part of being intentional about how you spend your time. Patience isn't just about waiting. Patience is about maintaining a positive attitude while you wait. Your patience and perseverance will lead you into greater blessings. All right, y'all. It was a long video, but we made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I genuinely appreciate it. Don't forget to drop a like, comment a heart, and subscribe to my channel. And I hope you guys have a blessed and prosperous day. See you guys next time.
New cool, I'm a space cadet. Yeah.